Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of ChalkTalk. I'm your host, Colton Thomas. Week 4, blowout weekend. Lots of blowout games. We'll review each game. Plus, we'll look at the UTFL standings after Week 4. We'll look at prediction scorecards, as well as look at playoff outlook. Yay, playoffs. Coming up, playoffs? Next, we'll look at Week 5 matchups. We'll do our predictions, and then we'll head to top plays. So, let's get into it. Game 1, Ducks versus Legends. Ducks win a close one, 22-16. Ducks having 154 passing offense with 1 passing touchdown, 46 rushing offense with 1 rushing touchdown, caused 1 sack, had 2 turnovers, and 1 defensive or special teams touchdown. Legends having 122 passing yards offensively with 2 passing touchdowns, 17 yards rushing with 1 sack and 2 turnovers. Let's head over to game number 2, Space Force versus Voodoos. Will Space Force continue their winning ways, or will the Voodoo get their first win of the season? Let's take a look. Space Force blowing out Voodoo 20-0, heading to 3-0 on the season. Had 162 passing offense with 1 passing touchdown, 37 rushing offense with 2 rushing touchdowns, caused 1 sack and 3 turnovers. Voodoos had 16 passing offense, 52 rushing offense, and caused 1 turnover. Game number 3, Sports Rally versus the Reapers. Sports Rally looking to make it 2-2 on the season. Reapers looking for their first win. Let's take a look. Sports Rally winning this one 21-0, having 83 yards through the air with 1 passing touchdown, 46 on the ground with 1 rushing touchdown, caused 2 sacks, had 3 turnovers, and 1 special teams or defensive touchdown. Reapers had 82 yards through the air with no touchdowns, 16 yards rushing, no touchdowns, and caused 1 sack. Our final game of the week was Spartans versus Outcast. Game of the week. Spartans looking sluggish the last couple games. Can the Outcast capitalize on it? Let's take a look. And the Spartans blow out the Outcasts 34-0, having 103 passing offense, 2 touchdowns, 31 on the ground, 4 turnovers, and 3 defensive or special teams touchdowns. The Outcasts looking sluggish, getting 16 yards through the air, minus 3 yards rushing, causing 1 sack, and having 2 turnovers. All the games have been finalized. Week 4 is in the books. Let's take a look at the UTFL standings. Ducks still at number 1, followed closely by the Spartans. Space Force keeping a hold at 3. Sports Rally with the win moves up 2 spots. Legends with the loss holds at number 5. Wolves move up with not playing to number 7. Outcasts drop 3 spots down to 7. Voodoos hold their spot at 8, and Reapers hold their spot at 9. Not a whole lot of change in the UTFL standings. Maybe there's some change in the prediction scorecard. Let's take a look. Nope, no change. Pretty much the same. All of us got 4 picks correct. John Jadden had the best picks overall with the closest scores at 58. Candy Reed 65. ChalkTalk 87. On the season, ChalkTalk has 14. John Jadden has 16. And Candy Reed has 16 as well. I made a mistake in week 1, and I missed a game, flipped scores on him, so he gained a point on week 1 to tie John Jadden. Let's take a look at season scores. John Jadden's in the lead with 242. Candy Reed second with 261. And ChalkTalk not too far behind with 274. Prediction scorecards are logged away. Week 5's coming up. But let's take a look at the playoff outlook. Where would teams be at if we started the playoffs this weekend? Ducks would get the first round bye. Spartans would get the 2nd seed, playing the Outcasts, number 7. Space Force would be playing the Wolves, 8. Sports Rally would be playing the Legends at 4 and 5. Voodoo and the Reapers both outside of the playoff brackets. Now that we've looked at the playoff outlooks, I haven't gone through to see which team would play A or B, if this team won that. There's too much there right now. We'll probably do that after week 5. Plus, I'm not doing buy or sell this week. I'm kind of getting rolling buy or sell out. We're going to start looking at playoffs. We'll go that way and kind of play it that way. But now, let's look at week 5 matchups. Our first game, Outcasts versus Sports Rally at 9 a.m. Space Force, Spartans. Close game, 2 and 3 going at it at 10:30. And Wolves and Legends, 5 and 6 going at it at noon. No 4th game this week. Enjoy. Now that we know who is playing who on week 5, let's take a look at predictions with me, ChalkTalk, John Jadden, and Candy Reed. Game number 1, Outcast versus Sports Rally. ChalkTalk going against the grain, picking Sports Rally to win 18-6. John Jadden picks Outcast to win 12-7. Candy Reed also picks Outcast to win 7-6 in a close one. Game number 2, game of the week, Space Force versus Spartans. ChalkTalk picks Spartans to win 7-6 in a close one. John Jadden also picks the Spartans 21-14. Candy Reed picking Space Force 16-14. Final game of the day on a short week, Wolves versus Legends. ChalkTalk picking Legends to win this one 20-12. John Jadden picking Legends to win 19-12. And Candy Reed picking the Legends to win 20-6. Predictions are locked in. It should be a good week. There's some mix-up. Not everyone's picking the same teams. I'm also using a statistic calculator to pick my numbers. So that's why games are so close, is I use numbers and statistics and try to match things up, and I'm using a calculator. We'll see how it goes. Kind of hoping it goes close. Hoping I can pick pretty well. Anyways, let's go to top plays. And that wraps it up for this week's episode of Chalk Talk. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. Give me a like, give me a comment below. Tell me that fun facts aren't fun because you're a fun hater. But that's why they're fun facts, because no one asks for them. And I'm looking at you, Rusty. I know you enjoy them. I'm your host, Golden Thomas.